Hello and a very warm welcome to the Andrew Eborn Show, where I'm delighted that we're going to rejoin my wonderful chum, Rebecca Bryan, who no longer is in an airfield. Where are you, Rebecca?
Hi, Andrew. Well, I'm in my back garden, which is still windswept, but it makes a change from actually being on a windswept airfield, which is where I was earlier, as you can tell. So that's where I spend my life, on windswept airfields.
Well, we love it. Last time we saw you, you were halfway through a repair, which says sometimes take about 10 minutes to do, but on another occasion, it might take a little bit longer. What went wrong?
Oh, nothing went wrong. It was just awkward and difficult, and not as I expected it to be, unfortunately. It was relatively simple to do, except it just ended up taking 6 hours.
6 hours instead of the 10 minutes, and you invited me down to go up, and thank goodness I didn't go. But we will do that now, just to prepare people for when they do go up gliding. For those who haven't done it for the first time, tell them first of all how they should prepare. What should they wear? What should they bring with them? And what should they expect?
What should they bring with them? Well, please don't bring your big digital SLR, because you're in a very small cockpit with a Perspex canopy over the top of you. So if you were to turn sideways with your nice long lens, you'll smash it into the canopy, and they cost about £5,000 and take about a month to fix. So don't do that. What you should bring, though, is if you've got waterproof shoes, bring those, not wellies, and something warm if it's going to be a relatively cold day. A funny hat, sort of a beanie hat, sort of thing you might wear to a festival in the 90s, is perfect. And cotton clothes, because you're going to be somewhere quite hot. Long sleeves are good. Factor 50, definitely factor 50. And water, bring something to drink. You're going to be out on an airfield. There may be a cafe at the airfield you go to. There might not. There's some airfields have got really wonderful restaurants. So London Gliding Club, for example, has a fabulous restaurant, as has Lasham. And others have got nothing. They've got a fridge and a kettle.
I've eaten in the Lasham airfield. We used to have studios down there that get involved with a few productions.
The big black barns, yes.
Yes, all very exciting stuff. So yeah, we love those sort of areas. And in terms of people going just to have a look, do they allow people to come and wander and just allow spectators at these places?
The thing to do is to turn up at the airfield if you don't want to fly but want to look around, and find the reception, or find somebody who looks like they know what they're doing, somebody with a silly hat on, basically. And
they've all got silly hats on. You just told us they all have to bring a silly hat from the festivals from the 90s. So that's terrible advice, Rebecca.
No whistles required, okay?
Oh, okay.
So introduce yourself. Don't just wander around. If you were to wander into a hangar, people would get quite upset and be concerned about what you're doing. So do find somebody, tell them why you're there. You're there to learn a bit more about gliding, and you'd like to really be shown an aircraft and perhaps be persuaded to fly. Maybe they have a simulator at the club that you're going to, and perhaps you can have a go in that. You'd have to pay. But if you're wanting to fly, the thing to do is to ring up and book it. So don't just turn up on spec.
And what's happening at the moment with, and people will be interested because of social distancing and the rule of 6 and all that, how's that affected gliding?
Well, we're in a position where no more than 6 people can gather. And I was up at Essex earlier on, and of course we have 2 people up at the winch, one outside, one inside, 1 person running the launch point, 1 person being instructed, 1 person instructing. So very, very small number of people at each location, so we're sort of dotted around. Instructing is going to be difficult for a while. It will come back, but clubs are tending to limit it to people who are club members rather than newcomers.
So check before you head off is always the best advice, to give them a ring. But
some clubs are continuing to do trial flights, but do check with each club.
But you're still going to get me up there. We're going to do appropriate social distancing, and I'll be up nice and high. And we go to about 3,000 feet. So you say that's about the maximum?
Well, because we're right next door to Stansted Airport, and the limit above us is 3,500 feet above sea level, so we could go to the north, and then it's unlimited, so that wouldn't be a problem at all.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, we're limited by cloud base, but we could do that. So
What's
we could take
classified as the
there.
north? What's classified as the north? Somewhere near Watford.
I flew there the other day.
There you go.
Near there. So no, just a few miles north of the airfield, the Class A airspace limit disappears.
Okay.
So we're likely to have an aerotow, which will take us up to 2,000 or 3,000 feet. Probably we'll do a winch launch with you, which is going to be to about 1,200 feet.
We're going to look forward to that. This is all to come up in these future episodes. We'll also carry on with the meeting your team. And you told me when we put up all the details about this wonderful competition coming up, and obviously because of these extraordinary times we live in, it's been shifted by a year, hasn't it? So it's going to be now 2022. Tell us about that.
Well, we had a domain name, WWGC 2021. The competition was all arranged. People were going to come from all over the world. People were qualifying for it. And then COVID happened. So what we've had to do is to rearrange the event for 2022. The domain's changed. So if you've been looking at 2021, sorry, it doesn't.
Do have a look at that. Oh, you're being called by somebody exciting. There you go. You're getting messages as we speak. Now, and that's the other thing. I would recommend, Rebecca, as well. That
I'm getting messages. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're getting messages. People are already phoning for 2022 and saying, and I bet they're trying to sell you the domain name for 23, 24, 25, and so on and so forth. So you might want to mop all those up as well.
Possibly. I'm getting a phone call from my wife.
Oh, good. Well, listen, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll let you take your phone call and we'll catch up with you again very, very soon. But for now, Rebecca, Bryan, thank you very, very much. So thank you very much to Rebecca Bryan for giving us an update on the gliding. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, write to me at guests@octopustv.com. That's guests@octopustv.com. Otherwise, for now, thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.